Because you are a great entity, and you're just flowing through the world, and your greatness you're spreading it all over. Yeah. So you shouldn't feel bad about the things that God has given you, or the talents that God has given you, or the personality that God has given you, because it's amazing. It's great.
I think this is great. I think I want to give the people some tips, because
let's get some tips on how you can be more self-aware.
Exactly. How do you become more self-aware? What can you do to pinpoint your weaknesses, your strengths?
I think jotting it down.
Jot down what you don't like. What you
think. I don't want to say don't like.
Well, I mean, you have to be real with yourself too. Because if you don't like something about yourself,
I think when you're talking about strengths and weaknesses, I think with strengths, there are certain things you just do better, right?
What are you good at?
What are you really good at? And then where are some of the areas you struggle?
Yeah.
I'm a really good talker, but when it comes to math, I suck.
Talking and math,
right? They got nothing to do with each other. Yeah. But I mean, that's a weakness for me.
Yeah,
me engage, being able to connect with people and interact with people. I can do that all day,
on point.
All day long.
Yeah.
But give me some engineering stuff.
I'm like, typing skills?
What?
Because clearly autocorrect is killing us.
Right.
Autocorrect is typing better than us, people.
Don't ask me to be a lawyer, because you will lose.
You will lose.
You will lose. So that's a great step to write it down, kind of think about really think about those things that you're great at, and then go apply those things when you see that you're good at something.
Keep at it.
Keep at it. And if you have areas where you're not as strong,
work on it.
Figure out how you can improve those things.
And I think the biggest thing, we all forget to use this thing called Google.
Oh, yeah.
You can Google anything that you're having a problem with. Learn more about it.
You can learn anything.
That goes back to reading. It's like, I know you're afraid to learn something, but it's out there to learn for free.
It is. And it's an amazing time to be, in our age group, because for us, we've been able to see the world change in our lifetime.
We have the encyclopedias.
We had encyclopedias when we were young, and then now when we were young, you were limited as far as how much you could learn. You could only learn what was presented to you.
Given to you.
So whether that was in your school or in your local library or just from the people you knew.
Right.
But now you can literally learn anything you want to learn. All you have to do is type it.
Type it up.
And there's a video about it. There's literature about it. In some instances, you can become an expert in that field just from the internet. I mean, a lot of
online schools, online courses. Certain things are free. Certain things you might have
you may have to pay a
discounted price, but that's information out there. There's information out there for you guys to gain more knowledge.
Absolutely.
And then, become more aware of your talents. What are you good at? And then start applauding yourself for those things.
Absolutely.
Because even though the world and certain people may hate on you or, find different things that you might struggle with, or they might pinpoint your weakness and pick at you for that, but then come back at them with this, I'm stronger at this. I can do this too. So
another thing we can do to be more self-aware is being aware of how we show up in the world. How we treat people.
Oh
my gosh. Sometimes, let me tell you something. We really have to be aware of how we treat one another.
Yeah.
Because I think we do ourselves a disservice when we just act like, I can treat people any kind of way and just,
so now
be okay.
Self-aware, but just being aware.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand that there are people with real feelings out here.
People have real feelings.
And you can literally, I know we had a big suicide rate a while ago. I'm not sure what it is now, but at a certain time, the suicide rate was just crazy because of you remember the internet bullies. And, kids coming in. They were doing challenges where they would just pick on people. And then it would be something where a lot of people would get depressed and go into a struggle and literally kill themselves because of that person picking at them. So you have to be really aware of, and not selfish. You can be self-aware but not selfish.
There's room for everybody. Absolutely.
You got to have room.
Treat people well, and that's a great message. And that actually leads us into our Real Positive with Josh.
Come on, somebody. Listen, a lot of people in our lives will hate. They will say things that are hurtful. But the biggest thing that I've learned about myself is just applauding who I am and thanking God for what he's done for me. God has literally put certain people around me to help encourage me, to stay positive, to help me see what my strengths are, what my talents are, and my gifts, so that I can flourish in those gifts and continue to do what he's called me to do. Because literally, we all have a purpose here. We all have a plan, and God has a plan to prosper you, not to harm you, not to make you feel bad. So if you're feeling bad, then he has a better plan to put you in a place of peace, put you in a place where you can heal and not feel negative. If you're feeling negative, you need to reevaluate your surroundings, your situation, your setting, and really evaluate, are these people good for me? Not am I good enough for these people, but are these people good enough for me? So that you can continue to grow and learn more about yourself and be the best you can be. So that's my positive spin on today. Hope that helps you. Hope that blesses you.
All right, guys, it's time for our favorite segment.
Hey.
Question time with Josh.
All right, so here it is. What sign are you most compatible with and why? Have you ever thought about what sign you're most compatible with?
So for those of you that are into signs, I'm not really super into it, but I do kind of read up on it. I know a lot of people are like, I don't pay attention to it, but it is fun. I'm currently in a relationship with a Leo, and I'm an Aries. So for you all that are aware of Aries and Leos, you know that is a fun time.
Yeah.
But my most compatible sign is Libra, actually. And I've actually never dated a Libra.
Really?
No.
That's so funny. I was actually married to a Libra.
Oh, wow.
And it's not that I was incompatible. It's just that I'm not as compatible. I can be more compatible with other signs. That's not my most compatible.
What's interesting about being with a Leo is we are both fire signs.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fire.
Yeah,
I think the Leo is it's a wildfire. I think the Leo is a lion and the Aries is a ram. So you can imagine, like, right, just all kind of headbutt going on in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me,
and what is your sign?
Mine is a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
Oh, wow.
And
Virgos are interesting.
We are interesting.
I think Virgo might be like the most.
We're the most complicated sign ever.
Right.
But we're the best sign ever. Let me go ahead and say that.
Oh, okay.
Y'all should have seen that look.
And I've met so many different types of Virgos.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of us.
And it's like, there's some scary ones out there.
There are. I mean, we have one of those savage saints type of personalities. We can be a savage or a saint. Which one do you want? What side? A savage saint. Because literally, I can be your best friend. Love you to the end. Be committed, loyal, everything you need. Mm-hmm. But if you cross me, praise Jesus, there's another side. And you don't want that side.
You know what? I think Leo should be a part of that as well.
They are literally right behind us.
Oh my gosh.
My son's a Leo. Josh is a Leo.
Oh, okay.
And he's got that really dominating.
Yeah, but very loyal. Very loyal.
Yeah.
But let the wind blow. It's a whole other person. I feel like at least with an Aries, it's kind of consistent. Like we're just consistently crazy. Like it's okay.
I've never been with an Aries. My brother's an Aries.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Well, we clash a little bit.
Aries are kind of like, straight up. This is what you get. But those Leos are something else.
Well, my most compatible signs are the Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, and Capricorns. So,
okay, cool.
I've never dated any of those. So I was like, literally, if I put myself out there, any Capricorns, any Scorpios, any Cancers, I don't really want a Cancer because I have dated a Cancer, and I'm not going to say much about that. So. Cancers probably give you cancer. I'm just saying, for the record, it's a cancer for a reason. It's a disease. I'm not going to talk about you cancers. Cancers might be our biggest supporters, so let me stop.
Right. Come on, it's cancers.
We love you, Cancers. We love you, Scorpios.
That was in June. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
my baby's a Cancer. Yeah, so don't do that.
So hey, but I'm just letting you know, all for the record, Virgos are the best signs ever.
All right. Well,
so until next week.
Until next week, right? Wrap that thing up. But guys, thank you so much for joining us this week for another installment of
He Said,
She Said
with Josh
and Roz.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to He Said, She Said with Josh and Roz. We look forward to seeing you guys next week, but until then, like and subscribe to our podcast, and we'll see you next week with another new episode from Josh and Roz.